What's up everyone, Mysteriocity again appearing on your screens, this time today bringing you a video that has admittedly been a long time coming, and that is on the Black Knight satellite. If you're just getting into ufology, one of the very first things you're going to come across guaranteed is the Black Knight satellite. So, the Black Knight satellite is speculated to be an alien megastructure that has been orbiting Earth and watching over us for 13,000 years. And various photos of the Black Knight satellite exist. Now, may I warn you, there's also, for just as much real footage of the Black Knight satellite there is out there, there's also equally as much, maybe if not even a little more, fake footage out there. And one of the reasons that the Black Knight satellite is so popular in ufology is because of how long it has been around and of how long people have been debating as to whether it is actually a real thing or it's all just smoke and mirrors and speculation. And the Black Knight satellite dates as far back as 1899. This is when Nikola Tesla, the famed engineer, received a signal on his wireless transmitter that he believed was coming from aliens. The signal he interpreted were in the form of numbers, that being 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is how the signal came in on his transmitter in that sort of rhythm. So he assumed that, because he had just turned on his wireless transmitter, that maybe perhaps that could be coming from aliens. And later on it was speculated that the transmission he received was from the Black Knight satellite itself. And then all throughout the 20th century, and particularly in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, the Black Knight satellite theory really started to ramp up as journalists and news outlets started covering it, including Time, who featured it in a magazine of theirs in 1960. So it was during that time that people really started to take the Black Knight satellite theory seriously, that maybe there really is an alien megastructure that's been watching over Earth. And then ever since then, people have continued to speculate on the Black Knight satellite, and now with the age of YouTube, there are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of videos on the Black Knight satellite that exist out there. So it's almost like you don't really even need to add anything to this, to the whole Black Knight satellite theory, because, it's been covered by so many people, and, thousands of videos exist on it on YouTube. But I just wanted to talk about it today because it really is one of the most intriguing things out there, and it really is one of the most debated topics in ufology, and maybe one of the most debated topics ever. But let's talk about the most common explanation for what the Black Knight satellite is. So 21 years ago in 1998, NASA was setting up construction for the International Space Station when, during the whole operation, things went wrong and various pieces of debris and junk as a result scattered around space. And one of these pieces was a thermal blanket. And many people have just gone with the conclusion that it really is just a thermal blanket, and I think it could very well be possible. I lean more into the fake side for this, because I think more recently it really can just be a thermal blanket that has been captured on camera. And the photos that you see here of the Black Knight satellite, they're all photos that seem to show the exact same thing. I mean, the shape of the object has the same structure, the same protrusions and all that, so it looks like the exact same object captured across multiple photos, which that helps lend credibility to it being just a thermal blanket, because it's not like the thing's going to transform its appearance for every single photo that's captured. So, now, the first recorded launching of a satellite into space was Sputnik 1, which was launched by Russia in 1957. This kicked off the international space race, mainly between the United States and Russia, of the 50s and 60s and 70s. So while Sputnik 1 was the first recorded launching of a satellite into space in 1957, I have a strong feeling that either the United States or Russia, or maybe both of them, were launching, maybe not satellites, but objects into space well before they went public with it. Now, besides photos and videos, people claim that proof the Black Knight satellite exists lies within radio frequencies, as throughout the 20th century, many radio stations received strange signals on the radio stations, mostly after their transmissions ended, and this led to many people theorizing that these were transmissions from alien spaceships or the Black Knight satellite itself. Now, in the radio industry, there is a phenomenon. This is a rather debated phenomenon because nobody can really put a bullseye on what causes this, and the phenomenon I'm referring to is long-delayed echoes. This is when the transmissions echo back a varying number of seconds after the transmission ends and it goes off the air. Now, this has occurred all throughout since radios were basically invented. The minimum is 2.7 seconds for a delay to be considered a long-delayed echo, and the earliest known occurrence of long-delayed echoes was 1927, so long-delayed echoes have been going on for almost 100 years now, and nobody can really offer a hard explanation for what could be the cause of them, but scientists and radio engineers have offered 5 possible causes for long-delayed echoes. The first is basically just cold weather, as it's been shown that long-delayed echoes typically last longer in regions where the climate is colder. The second is simply just from signals traveling the Earth at the insane speeds that they do, as it's been determined that signals can orbit the Earth 7 times in 1 second, which is really insane when you think about it. The third is the signals attaching to plasma waves in the upper ionosphere. The fourth is non-linearity in conjunction with signals coupling to plasma waves in the upper ionosphere. And the fifth is the signals reflecting from the distant plasma clouds originating from the sun. So getting on with my point, long-delayed echoes are something that really do intrigue me, and I think they really all just could be what these radio operators have reported as being actual transmissions of alien signals really could just be long-delayed echoes. So all in all, I would have to say I think the Black Knight satellite is just a myth. I think the more recent pictures that we see of it are really just space debris in general and the aforementioned thermal blanket. The space race actually beginning earlier than anyone ever knew about, with the US and Russia launching objects and, well, satellites into space before they went public with it, and long-delayed echoes. I think those are the 3 things that could really just explain the Black Knight's mysterious aura. But anyway, I want to know what you think of this whole thing, since it is such a debated topic. I want to know what you have to say. Do you think the Black Knight satellite is real? Do you think it's just a myth? Whatever your thoughts, whatever your opinions, leave them in the comment section below. Be sure to send me any mysterious footage you've captured, whether photo or video, from whatever kind of device. Send it to me via my email, which will be posted in the description below or in the outro card at the end of this video. Don't forget to follow me on social media. I recommend Twitter the most, so like, share, comment, subscribe, show support, and I will return it by giving you guys the best content that I can possibly deliver. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, peace out!